How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the TheBlueShifting, and yeah, welcome to if you're still here, like if you've managed to come this far along the journey, I don't even know if you saw last week's episode. It got super demonetized. Despite my best efforts with the coconuts, YouTube didn't like it. I wonder why. It was one of the most I don't know, scaling up of questionable material we've seen in any story. Of like, just there was a lot. Granted, it was actually very contextual for the story. I promise. It's one of those things where like it absolutely makes sense for the series and for like what was we talked about and what's been going on, the culmination of things up until this point in the storyline. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the scene when you're watching your anime and then the scene when your parents walk in type of situation where it's like, oh yeah, like out of context that looks really weird. Whatever. We are able to escape the prototypes. We are able to escape Pact, but looks like we're being hunted down, and Asaga's there to save us, potentially. I'm thinking everyone else will also appear, but it looks like it's going to be a bit rough, so we're going to have to see how it goes. I'm not sure what to expect here. Someone said there is an interesting gimmick for the next fight, but that's supposed to be like, it's kind of like the fight with Crow Harbor, where it's not quite the same, a typical strategy as a normal encounter. So we're going to just jump into it and see what happens. And we're also going to see where it goes, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe we're going to take on the Super Dreadnought, the prototype Super Dreadnought at some point. But I don't know. How do you fight like a Star Destroyer? We'll have to see. Not Star Destroyers, Death Star. Star Destroyers would be like the Pact capital ships. No, we're gonna go for that. So, I'm not sure what to expect for this next section, but let's find out together. Which is why I'm like waiting here, because like I think I load straight into the next scene. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go. All right, I think I've done all my research. Let me double check. Yeah, I've got no money. So I spent all my money. It's time for us to get started, shall we? Oh man, I don't know what to expect with the story here. It's really kind of ramped things up pretty intensely. Oof. This is a rough place to be. Okay. Well, I wish I were a Kai right now, because then we get to go, do our little dance of death, but we do not seem to be capable of that. Oh, you missed? Really? Get a free awakening. Oh. Huh. Okay. So we get it again, but like that one hurts us, so. I feel like we gotta like take at least one of them out. There we go.
Asaga!
Oh, the prototypes know who she is. Oh, that's actually kind of sad. It used to be her best friend. Alright, I probably should stop here because I don't want to lose more health. Ooh. Oh no. Oh gosh. Well, that didn't go well. Stop, she's already dead. Okay, so it's like obviously doing a plot thing because she's not dying. Oh man, come on, Asaga. Oh gosh, why are they all so packed together? I wish there was like, I wish I had an AoE like damage route thing I could do. That'd be great. That means I can't use my melee though. Gosh darn it, it's almost dead. I really shouldn't have done that. She's right, she's not Chigara. Okay, well. I don't think I'm surviving this round. It's like, I was able to survive one round. Am I able to survive? Like, it feels like Asaga's like unkillable at this point. But like, is that the case? I don't even know. Like, I wish, it's sometimes it's stuff like, times like this, I wish the game would explain to me what the mechanics were, rather than just like leaving me to guess. Cause like, she's not dying. Oh gosh, so she's down. Okay, she looks like she's dying. Maybe that's what it is, really, is like, what if I have to at least take one down each round or something? Gosh darn it, stop missing. Are you serious? That didn't... Oh, I can't do anything else. I mean, it kind of takes a bit of the tension out now because I'm like, look, I don't think we could die. Unless there's like a certain number of turns I get. Maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe I really have to be like taking them out quick as possible. But I mean, they're tanky, and Asaga just doesn't deal that much damage. This guy's got like 1 health. Yeah, 5 health. Okay, all right, we're gonna do this. Are you serious? Okay, thank goodness. Saga, why are you so bad at that? Okay, so there is a certain amount of time. Okay. Alright, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, per se, but I'll try again. So as near as I can tell, I get a certain number of, like, lives. Maybe 5 or something. I don't know the solid number, but I basically need to try and kill these things as efficiently as possible. And I've leveled her up pretty well, but I also feel like because I never found her to be the most useful, not the most useful of like my party, I tended to not put as much resources into her. I'm sorry, Asaga. I might have done a disservice here. Oh boy. See, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I wonder if I could I have soft locked myself here on accident? Because it basically is all it depends on like if I built the Saga up to be strong enough, and I don't think I don't know if I have, at least not for what this is asking of me. Worst case scenario, I could drop the difficulty, but I really don't want to do that. The other angle could be, like, what if I just need to escape? What if instead of fighting, I'm supposed to just run away? No. Let's see. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm starting to wonder if my best option is simply to save scum the crap out of my game. I just don't know if I'm doing this right. That's basically the best I can do so far, and I think I'm on my last life again. So unless I can, like, pull some real clever, crazy trick here, I don't think I got much more left in me. So she's gonna die here, and I think that's it. Again, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yep. What am I supposed to do here? Like, legitimately, what I even tried to look online and I can't sit, and there's nothing on here about like how you actually, like, what this fight's supposed to be about. And the fact that I have to figure this out is insane. I don't know what am I supposed to do? This is the first time I actually just want to stop playing it because I feel like I'm playing on normal difficulty. It shouldn't be hard. Like, I'm probably just being stupid about this, but I just don't know what else I'm supposed to do or what what even is my, like, objective here? Destroy all the prototype riders with Asaga. How? I have no way to deal the damage I need to do that. Just not even close. Look at that. I couldn't even kill one. I used all my resources, 2 awakening, and like all my attacks, and I can't kill it. Did I just not level up? Like, was I supposed to just somehow magically know that I needed to make sure Asaga was one of the strongest fighters in my entire team for the whole game? Because otherwise I would be at an impossible level where I can't beat it unless I, like, lower the level to easy. That just... I can't be that. It can't be that stupid. In case you can't tell, I'm genuinely upset about this right now. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I feel like I don't understand, like... At this point, I don't think I'll even be happy when I do figure it out, even if I don't have to lower the difficulty to do it. I've never been this close to just wanting to drop a series completely. I want to know what happens in the story, but it makes me feel so defeated that at this point I've been spending so much time on this. Time I don't have. This is a hobby. I do it for fun. Why am I doing this if I'm not having fun? Whatever. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just drop the difficulty. Just screw it. Heck, maybe easy won't even be enough anymore. Like I probably says goodbye to like any achievement or whatever, but like, yeah, sure, now I'll drop it to easy, and then if I have to, story mode, so I can just freaking get past this because I'm so sick of it. I'm just so sick of this. Why on earth? Like, I don't even know what the gimmick is supposed to be here. Congratulations, game. You've officially just made me not even want to play anymore. I don't know if that's ever happened for a visual novel. I don't care how crappy they seem to be. I don't think I ever was brought to the point where I was like, oh, you know what? I just don't even want to do this anymore. Alright, I'm done. I'm just not doing this anymore. future watcher, wherever this is, I'm hopefully going to be able to turn to the Discord or Reddit or something and just figure out what the heck I'm missing. Because one of the biggest worries here is, what if I've soft locked? What if I've somehow got myself in a position, or I just didn't build her up enough because I, didn't know I would have to, and the money's been spent already. So what if now I just am done? Like, what if I can't progress any further? So I don't know. Hopefully this is just being stapled onto the front of on a full length video where I actually get around this. But as of now, this is just I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm embarrassed by how much time I've spent on this and how many tries I haven't showed you. Like, I've showed you maybe just the few times I've had something to say when I haven't been sitting here just trying to work my way through. And I don't know, nothing. Just, I can't get past it. Drop into difficulty didn't do any good. Whatever the trigger is for whatever's supposed to happen next, I'm just not hitting it. So, yeah. That's that. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I had some time to cool off. I was having a lot of trouble, and I got really just like frustrated because I literally just ran out of time and was taking so much time for me to try and do this challenge. And there's some key points here. Thank you, first of all, to those of you who reached out and offered some of your assistance. I do think it was very critical and important. Basically, our goal for this mission is to use as much as awakening as possible, and we should be able to fight through all of them, or at least most of them, through this fight. So we got to awaken as many times as we physically can, and we got to try and defeat as many of them as we can. I was able to dig out, finally, an older save that didn't go back super far, but far enough that allowed me to try and level up Asaga. So Asaga is beefed up a lot better, where I invested basically the last mission's worth of money into her. I could try and do that again if I don't think that I did a decent enough job. I think I put enough money into things. I'm hoping it'll work. If this doesn't work, I also was able to, at least somewhat confirm. I didn't try it out yet, but I can change the difficulty from the main menu of the game, and that should apply to the game I load up. The fact that you can change the difficulty from that menu really makes me feel like you can do that. I think I could also just do it from in here potentially. Yeah, right here. So I can go to difficulty and I can hit customize, and we can really just make this easier that way, which I'd love to not have to do, but it is what it is. So gonna try again. Gonna be a lot less like what's a good word for it? Frustrated, upset, depressed. We're gonna do our best here to make this work. So, come on. Are you serious? I'm missing already. Okay, 5 again. Okay, save again. I feel like we're on something here. Okay, okay. It might have been like all we needed was an investment idea. Oh gosh. Stop it. Oh, fetch me. They're hitting her right where it hurts. That sucks. That sucks too, because like... We'll talk about that later. Yes. Good. We got one with that too. Okay. I really think we got this sign line. Man, what a difference it makes to invest just a little bit into her. Yep. Oh no. Okay, I think we've got this. Okay. So I'm gonna save again. Because fetch me, I'm sick and tired of this fight. Okay. Ah, sweet release. Oh, finally. Okay, we're alive again. Oh my gosh, that took forever. Like, okay, combining last time and then like the hunting through the files and like basically having to like dig out it had saves that had like that were still like in the file block. Like it's hard to explain. And then like just basically finding like the one spot where I had like a good enough where I didn't have to backtrack super far. We're finally here. I think we can probably progress now with the story as intended. Will it be easy? No, but I feel like it won't be soft locked anymore because I didn't invest enough into Asaga, which probably my own fault, but like, gosh darn it. Like, there's always something more interesting and impactful to invest in. Sorry, Asaga, that sucks to say about you, but it's kind of true. It's probably because on the battlefield, she's kind of this like jack of all trades where she kind of is stuff for everything, but she doesn't have anything that she specializes in. So I kind of just used her as a tank. Like she'd just be in the front line and kind of, you know, draw fire, which isn't fair, but everyone else had something really cool to offer. All right, let's go, Asaga.
Yeah!
Oh boy, what is that? Like it's like melted or something.
Asaga, あなたは親友だったけど、艦長を譲ることはできない。あの日の勝負はまだついていないわね。
She's talking like she's Chigara. Gone crazy Chigara, but talking like she is her.
ここで決めよう。あなたが勝つなら艦長としてもいいよ。艦長ったらいいご身分だわ。どっちに転んでも美少女とエッチできるのだから。てめえ、チガラを名乗るな！私のライダー、ウィドウが相手してあげる。
Oh, that is a very like unhinged laugh. That's pretty cool, like delivery wise. Oh gosh, what are you? Got 13,000 health? Are you serious right now? Oh my gosh. And I definitely have less energy now than I used to. That's disconcerting. All right, let's see what you got. Oh, that does nothing. Jeez. Oh, that looks really bad. So, are you gonna be okay?
無駄よ。どんなにダメージを
Nano
受けて
machine
も
hall.
ナノマシンが走行を復元してくれる。
Oh, that's why it looked all bubbly. Oh.
化け物だ。ミュータントのあなたがよく言う。
Mutant DNA? Is that how the prototypes view like what the shards are? Can I not fire any more missiles? I'm already out. Dang it. Yeah, she just healed. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
もう限界でしょ。これ以上やれば死ぬわよ。化け物が。
Saga, stop! You've done enough.
私はシャールだよ。くそ。だから私がやるしかないんだ。
It didn't have the background for the text, which is odd.
あとは私だけだよ。
Oh my gosh.
クソビッチ。
There we go. Thank goodness Moray's back. Oh. Welcome to Coconuts again.
時間切れ。
聞こえますか、艦長。そこにいますか。大丈夫ですか。
Ava, it's me.
待ってください。今すぐ救助に向かいます。
Oh, no, get Asaga. Get her out of there, Chigara, now. She's...
何あったみたいね。
Asaga! Slight explosion in the background. Victory! Okay. There we go. Perfect fight! Well, we survived. Thank you for your patience. And I'm really sorry that I was so unhinged. Like, I lost it there. I was very, very frustrated. It kind of sapped my will. Because again, you need to understand. I'm sure you must understand. Like, if you're working full time, it's tough because, like, with videos, even mine, which I will say are much easier to edit down than a lot of other big content. You know, like, I'm definitely seeing that with, like, the Baldur's Gate stuff, which is just so hard to find time to record. Even then, like, looking at the way things have played out and everything, you have, like if you work a full-time job, like, you need to understand, like, there's hours that go into the back end of every video, like the editing and all of that to make sure it all comes together and make sure everything's, like, tuned. And then you have to actually take time to get the editing processing. And so you have to try and time everything so you can do that, like, in the background of other stuff you're really busy with. Because I have a life and I also have a full-time job. And that full-time job is also, like, it's working nights, which has made it difficult to always get the sleep I need during the day, on top of just, you know, everything else I've got to do. Now, it sounds like I'm whining, but the real problem is that when something, like, takes so much time to try and solve a problem, it just becomes overwhelming, because then I feel bad because I feel like I'm breaking a commitment to keep my content coming out at the right pace. But I also, like, don't want to, like, stop because I don't want to just leave it hanging. So I'm really grateful that I took the extra time to kind of work things out and to hear your thoughts on it. And thankfully, by taking a step back and just kind of tackling the problem a bit at a time, rather than feeling like I had to get it done in that window, I think that made a big difference. So I'm definitely doing a lot better than I was when you saw me giving up last time. But I was at my wit's end at that point. I think I had been taking hours just trying to record that, let alone make any meaningful progress. And so that was just really, really frustrating. But yeah, thank you for your patience there. All right, let's continue. By the way, so were you at my trial? I don't know. I'm part of me doesn't even know what that was real. The only thing that even, like, ironically, the thing that makes it seem the most real was also the most surreal part, which was being rescued by prototypes of Chigara, and that whole sequence. It basically was just a nightmare. Claude, how is she?
負傷したところは全身メディジェル治療で細胞を復元したんだけど、意識は未だに戻っていないわね。
What do you mean?
肉体はナノマシンで治せるけど、精神の傷はどうにもならないわ。体は完全に回復しても、もう二度と目を覚まさない可能性もある。
Dang.
全力を尽くしたわ。
No, you're not listening. You listen to me, Doc. Don't give me that. I know what you really are. There must be something you can do. You've got to save her. She saved me. I owe her my life.
ごめんなさい、艦長。できない。
Especially because you witnessed it, actually. That's part of the problem. No. We can't just leave her like this.
方法なら一つある。
A way?
ええ。
What is it? Tell me.
彼女の心に艦長様の声が届くなら、ひょっとしたら魔法が解けて眠り姫が目覚めてくれるかもしれない。
What is this Disney bullcrap?
今までのことを考えると、アサガに今一番必要なのは艦長様。
I think there might be
あ
something
な
to
ただ
that.
と思う。
Her whole obsession with us, and the fact that she, like, was doing all of that to try and save us, might mean, like, part of her might actually respond to the fact that we're here. Like his face.
しかし、 一つ条件がある。
Oh no. This is where it's gonna go super off the rails. A condition.
真実を伝えること。彼女に全部話してください。あなたのこと、任務のこと。その時が来たのよ、シールズ艦長。そうしたら、あるいはあなたの祈りが叶うかもしれない。
Claude. She's gone.
はい。
Aww. Saga? No, can't call him. Keep going on like this. I think Claude has a point. In the end, she was looking out for me. My deceit, it must stop here. Everything's been my fault, all because I was weak. Regardless of whether everyone mocks me, whether I'm a declared failure, truth must be faced. I'm sorry. This all happened because of me. I'm sorry. All the time you waited for me, you got so much stronger and even gave me a new ship, and this was the best I could do. Just this. All this time, I wanted to tell you the truth. From the day I ran away from Sarah, I never stopped running away. From the very beginning, I was a coward. I wrapped myself in a captain's uniform, barked orders, acted big, but I was just some stupid kid from Sarah with a big ego and nothing else. Played myself like one of those space captains you see in the Hollow, always so cocksure of themselves. Big, confident, with broad shoulders, a big shiny grin on their faces at all times. Always putting the ship in danger, so certain I could pull out some dazzling feat of brilliance to save the day, and I wanted to be called the captain by all of you, because in a way, each time I heard it, it made me feel strong. He wanted Star Trek. He wanted to be the Captain Kirk or Captain Picard. I guess Cisco, although I didn't bond as much with the Deep Space Nine stuff. But with each day, I needed more and more reassurance that it wasn't who I saw in the mirror, instead of just wrapping myself in a uniform. I wrapped myself around the nearest woman who gave me affirmation. I was weak, and I paid the price. No longer can I blame the prototypes or Fontana for what happened. The blame rests solely on me. Everything that happened was due to the big lie I perpetuated. But my sins go on. They go on and on and on. I went into exile. I lost hope. I lost faith in my companions and thought myself abandoned. Sola, who followed me into exile completely in her selfless desire to protect me, I lashed out at her. Despite having done nothing wrong, she became the target of my frustration and my own failures. I ruined everything we'd built during our time together. And then I covered up all that had happened as soon as we were back on the ship. Despite having left my youth, I learned nothing. Nothing at all. Once again, I put the ship in danger time and time again, all in a mad, obsessive hunt for Crow Harbor. But did I once act for the good of humanity? The only person I sought to enrich in this mad quest was myself. I wanted to show Sola, I wanted to show everyone that I was still the captain. That I was this grandiose, mighty hero. I wanted to be the hero so much that I was willing to risk everyone's lives, even my own. But in truth, I was never any of that. I was never the hero. I'm so weak. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't liberate my home. I couldn't defeat Pact or Crow Harbor or the prototypes. Instead, I was manipulated, used, defeated. I was so ashamed, so afraid of becoming a failure that I became a liar. I became spineless, a coward, charlatan. Please, Asaga, wake up. I need you. We all need you. You're the hero. I need you. Asaga, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I don't care anymore whether you curse me, whether you measure me, the measure of a man you behold before you is nothing compared to losing you. I was weak. All I ever wanted was your approval, everyone's approval. Please, please, I beg of you, please forgive me.
艦長は
Aww.
英雄様だよ。
It's kind of funny though. This does it kind of does feel like Asaga is the hero of the story. It's kind of like it's her story, really.
自分と向き合ってあれほどのことを認められるのは本当の英雄にしかできない。
Aww. Asaga!
少し昼寝してただけなのに。
ふん。
心配しないで。本当の自分を認めて、生きていくことは、私たちには、それしかできないわ。納得して生きること。超絶にハードだけど、英雄は、簡単になれないものだから。
I know they talk about it in comic books and like everything else, but you know what's kind of funny is like we always talk about like, oh, I wish I could be a hero. I wish I could like be this like important person. You know what's funny? You could be a hero right now. All of us can. In fact, we desperately need them. And every one of us has the capacity to be able to rise up to become the heroes we need to be. Just join your local fire station. Join your local police force. Even if, like, obviously that's comes with dubiousness because some people don't like the way that police are utilized. But the idea is you join to be a good person, to be a hero. Your police force, joining the military, and then what's really important too is when you join these organizations, being in the organization doesn't make you a hero. People sometimes treat it that way, and I think you need to have a modicum and just a kind of a flat level of respect for anybody who's willing to even put themselves in the potential harm's way to try and help other people and to defend things that are important to them. That deserves respect regardless. But what's most important is being able to be somebody who can be in those situations, to be serving in those, like the community, to be trying to fight for something right, and even be able to do the right thing if it's even when you're told to do what you know is wrong. The real heroes are the ones who can stand up for the things that they believe in, regardless of who's talking to them and what commands and orders they're given. So even if you try and disregard, because like I said, oh, being a police officer is the role of a hero, being a soldier is the role of a hero, you're mixing up the difference between like a title and the actual behavior. Somebody who joins willingly to put themselves in risk and in harm's way, you don't just do that for no reason. You can't just be a pure coward and actually do that. You can have people who are cowardly who try, but they crumble the instant somebody gets hard. They wield power because they want the power, but the instant they actually have to stand up for themselves and do what's right, they fold or take advantage, or take for themselves and harm other people. But I'd say that the majority of the people who sign up to be a soldier, who sign up to be a police officer, who sign up to be a fireman, who sign up to be a paramedic, these are people who see an opportunity to do good and are determined to utilize their skills to actually perform that good. So yeah, even if you don't agree with the current policy or directions of local leaders and leadership, trust in the fact that ultimately the majority of those people who are enforcing those things that you don't like are human, and I doubt most of them signed up to do the things that you're very upset about. And I feel like a big step towards actually progressing and making progress of change is recognizing the human that's on the other side, and recognizing that they probably are just as frustrated as you are. I've talked to many people who are in the military and who were cops growing up because of my parents' line of work. I was surrounded by these people. I know for a fact that a lot of them are very good people, and a lot of them aren't willing to go to the lengths that we sometimes attribute that they will do. We often see the worst examples of people in these professions, and they're the ones that everyone tends to make the standard. And I would argue, based on the fact that I have an intrinsic hope in humanity, which is probably, naive, but it's real, that no matter what country you are from, how corrupt it may be, or how twisted the laws seem to be, I think that a lot of times the people who are caught up in these systems probably simply wanted to do their best to take care of themselves, their family, and their communities. So, don't be so quick to judge. Also, to anybody who is in these positions of authority, just because you're told that you have to do something doesn't mean you have to. You have the right to be able to stand up for yourselves, including standing up to those who are giving you orders you might not agree with. It's tougher in the military because they basically beat into you the fact that you need to listen to orders because your life could depend on it, even if the order doesn't make sense. But there's a clear line between doing something in a combat situation that might seem antithesis to your survival, but might necessitate an action that might lead to a success, and purposely like attacking, harming, or bullying like innocent civilians. I feel like you could see there's a clear line between those two. And I think you can see where you can draw that line yourself. Everyone has a responsibility to stand up, regardless of where you are. And I think everyone has a responsibility to be their own heroes in their own little ways. Because you know what? The other people who are human in these situations are protesters. Yeah, sometimes people take things way too far. They can burn, they can loot, take advantage of situations. That's awful. That should never happen. But you have to understand that that's also, again, a minority, a tiny reflection of a larger movement, where the movement is ultimately people who just want to see change and move things in a good direction for the greater whole. Some people will utilize a cause to try to advance themselves, and those are pretty despicable people. Some people use authority given by a badge or a position in order to justify cruelty that they wish to enact on others. That's a despicable action too. I think we're all going to be held accountable. We should be held accountable. But just remember that 80, 90, 100, 99% of the people in these fields, in these groups, in these protests, they don't want all that. They just want to do what's right. We're just human. We're very flawed. Sorry for the rant. It's been on my mind a lot today. Anyway. Saga, thank God. I was so scared. Scared I'd lost you?
よかった。いいのよ。怖がっても、艦長。しっかりしてください。任務は、まだ失敗ではない。みんなは、ここにいるでしょ。周りを見て。
What do you mean?
ここにあるすべては、艦長が頑張ったおかげだよ。
It kind of wasn't though. It was your hard work.
あんなありえないような状況でも生き残ったのよ。あれほどの偉業をやったのよ。現実で。みんなをここまで引っ張ることができるのは、艦長だけだよ。いつもそう。私だけにとってではなく、艦長はそう。特別。それを信じて、そうしたら、生きていく限り、艦長は、英雄様よ。
Aww.
それだけだよ。船とか、装備とかじゃなくて、体格でもなければ、絶対の自信でもない。当然制服でもないわ。どれほど敵を滅ぼしてきたなんて、どうでもいい。
It's about the relationships you build, right?
必要なのは、
Your belief. Even more
信じる
simple.
ことだよ。
You know, it's kind of cool, actually. That does kind of fall in line. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, because it's so true. It rings through all these different forms of media. One of the coolest sayings from a book I've read is from when Brandon Sanderson's book in the Stormlight Archive, the third one. It's a question that one of the main characters is mulling in his mind. The question is, what's the most important step a man can take? And he comes to the conclusion, and one of the coolest scenes in all these books I've read, all these stories I've read, is he comes to this realization as he's basically, offering himself to an enemy to try and save his people. He comes to the conclusion. He says, he's like, I realized what the answer was. I always assumed it was the first step, that the most important step is the first step because that starts your journey. But no, it's not the journey. It's not starting a journey, and it's not the destination that matters. It's the journey itself. So what's the most important step a man can take? It's the next one. And that's what Asaga's telling Kato here. She's saying, look, if you believe, and you can look at all the terrible things and all your own weaknesses and all the awful things that have happened, and you can stand up and you can walk and make that next move anyway, That is what really matters. That's the strength you need. And you know what? I think that is, ironically, as much of a failure as he has been, that's probably what has been one of his biggest saving graces. Most of the people we even have on our team would have given up a long time ago by themselves. Most humans would have given up long before Kato has. And even when he feels like he's given up, he hasn't really. He's kept walking forward because he can lie to himself very well too. And eventually he kind of just started drinking his own Kool-Aid. That's part of the problem, but it's also this beautiful thing where he just keeps taking that next step, even if he has no idea where he's going to put that foot. Even if he thinks he's stepping into a void where literally there's nothing or no hope, no light, nothing. He still takes that step because he's so he was so juiced up on his own lie, he just assumed he'd figure it out. And ironically, that sometimes is what we need. We sometimes need a big idiot who just won't stop. Because somehow that just gives us the motivation to put aside our fears or irrationalities and just move anyway. It's pretty interesting.
テルバーと同じ。英雄になるのに必要なこと、すでに持っているのよ。すべて、艦長の中に。
Like the Tauber, like the plot device that was just conveniently not there. Like, you have what it's in you, man. Just use your own Deus Ex Machina. Just evoke it. I've been a fool. I've forgotten after everything that's happened. Thank you for putting your belief in me. I won't be a coward anymore. The ship, this crew needs a leader. All right. Awaken damages all enemies nearby. I think for the first time, I can finally do something right for a change. All right. We survived. Saving right now. Holy crap. I see this is my save. Asaga upgrade maybe. That was me going through a back save and just pouring money into her and hoping that was going to be enough to get us through. If not, I was going to have to revert to an older save. In fact, the older save I was able to resurrect is this one. I'm not going to save over it just in case. I'll save over this one. Oh boy. Okay. So if there's one thing I've learned from this, it's really easy to get excited and just jump right into here and just start upgrading. If I could do anything different now, because you always have the option to upgrade right before a fight, I would wait every time to upgrade right before a fight, because then you know potentially if you have a very limited amount of people who could even receive the funds, and you pour that into them, because that's the big mistake. If I had spent that money like I had, where I basically see the god and I spent it, and then I found out that I was just playing as Asaga, that could have been avoided, probably. By the way, let's take a look at that last heart. Fury, awakening damages all nearby enemies. So now we have officially hit all characters have 8 hearts. I think that is on purpose. So we're gonna have to see how this plays out. All right, let's see what happens next.
艦長、それに朝香さん、今は医務室で安静にしないといけませんよ。
Oh, I'm sure. No time, Ava. The mission isn't over yet.
艦長、あんなことにあったばかりですから、しばらくは休んでください。それに、真空艦隊のほぼ全体がワールドファウンテンに集合していますから。
Wait, they're still there.
どうやって突破するつもりですか？
Wait, are you serious? If they're still there, this actually is a good opportunity. I don't know how, but if we could somehow activate that darn torpedo that was made, we could take out Pact, because they're positioned in like the perfect spot. Why are they still there?
自殺行為そのものです。
No, if Pact's allowed to arm itself with the World Fountain's lost technology, a full-scale invasion of the Solar Alliance would be inevitable. Fontana intends to unite the galaxy under the Crimson Banner. There's no doubt of that now, based on all we've learned. But it's precisely because Vizsla Fontana has congregated all its ships at the World Fountain that we have our chance to turn everything around. The Graviton torpedo. If we were to detonate it inside the World Fountain and collapse into a black hole...
周りにあるパクトの戦艦はどうなると思う？バン！一瞬で真空艦隊が真空艦隊に生まれ変わる。
That'd be insane.
なるほど。
She's like, oh my gosh, you
こんなめ
idiots.
ちゃくちゃな作戦を思いつかないと思いますよ。
I mean, but you gotta admit, we kind of have a point here, as stupid as it is.
しかしなんて誘惑的な響きでしょう。詳細をお願いします。
The toughest thing is going to be getting close enough. But is it possible for us to do a short-range jump right up to the place where we need to launch a torpedo? Clearly, it's not going to be that easy, but it feels like it would be. It doesn't have to be just us. Contact Alan Gray. If Pact arms itself with Crow Harbor's technology, it's the Solar Alliance, which is doomed. Have them organize an expeditionary fleet to help us destroy the World Fountain along with the entire Crimson Fleet. We only ever get a better opportunity than this.
しかしソラリス連邦とパクトとの間に和平協定が結ばれたのでは？
Yeah, but this is the equivalent of like your sworn enemy getting access to super weapons. And there's a lot of times where that's broken peace deals pretty quickly. That was before Fontana tried to drop the Solar Congress into Solaris, though. They've got to be ways to convince them now.
いいでしょう、艦長。単装出馬で敵陣に乗り込むような状況にならないよう
Thank
全
you.
力を尽くします。
Ava, you're still the best.
まだやれる。これは私たちが逆転できるチャンスだよ。
しかし体調の方は本当に大丈夫ですか？
That's a decent question.
あれほどのことがあったのですよ。決して軽い怪我ではなかったし、肉体以外のこともあります。一朝一夕で治せるようなものではありません。
That is unfortunate. Yeah, I want to do this, Ava. Not for myself, but for everyone I care about. If Pact gets their hands on the World Fountain, then Rubia Prime is finished. The entire neutral realm will fall under Pact's control, and after that, it's inevitable that the Solar Alliance will fall as well. We need to do this, for the sake of everyone who helped us get this far.
いいでしょう、艦長。パクトをぶっ飛ばすなら私も望むところです。全力を持ってアラン艦長を説得してみせます。
Sounds good. Thank you, Ava.
その間、みんなに今回の作戦を伝えてください。いろいろあったかもしれないけど、艦長がいつもの艦長に戻ったとしたら、
Oh, yeah.
きっとみんなも喜ぶと思いますよ。
By the way, I should probably ask, Lynn did escape, right? Like, I saw that she was, like, fighting out of her restraints, but you guys were able to grab her, right? Huh. Wasn't easy. Need a pretty big wake-up call for Asaga, actually. Ava, I won't let you down.
艦長。
All this time, you've been by my side. It really should have been the other way around. I always thought I'd be serving under you, just like old times, Prez. Oh, that's a reference to the fact that she was class president.
なんで今さらそんな話をするのよ。ずっと昔のことじゃない。
Oh, man. Oh, we got all 5 of them. Secret ending unlocked. What the? What is that?
恥ずかしい。
Hang on. What is that? So, exclusive order, unlock all hands on deck order, and victory, secret ending unlocked. Okay. So, alright, there's a secret ending apparently. I didn't know that. Please don't drag up the past. It's embarrassing. Doesn't matter, Ava. It's only with your help we can do this. We can pull off a miracle.
わかりました、艦長。今ほど奇跡を願ったことはありませんよ。では、そろそろ祈りの準備をしないと。
Yeah, I think that's more than fair. You know what? Maybe in the end, that's what it should be. If we stay, I could see us, like, if we win this, I don't think we're welcome in Sarah anymore. They voted for what they voted for. It's not really our home anymore. Revia Prime has accepted us. We should just take residency there. And I think it actually would make sense if we were to continue to work with the Navy, but Ava becomes captain and we become her first officer. Like, let her take the seat, but we can still be a part of the process. That could actually poetically make a lot of sense. All right, we're gonna talk to everybody. Okay, so Lynn is here. I need to talk to everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody. Okay. I like the music too. All right. So many options. All right, let's go see the lovely. I don't know who I want to see first. Okay. Let's go see Akari and Kriska. Well, look who's back on his feet.
艦長殿。
Captain, I'm relieved to see you've returned to active duty. Thank you, you two. It was all because of your rescue. I've already heard. Even after your butt whooping you just got, you're headed back to the World Fountain again, aren't you? Yeah, it's our last chance to make sure Pact doesn't acquire Crow Harbor's lost technology. Now's the time we got to counterattack.
やるじゃん。
You're quite something, Shields. Alright, me and Soldier Boy are in. We're in the middle of deciding our next move anyway. Your next move, huh? What are your plans?
自分は
It's clear from Vizikar that if the Vizikar acquires Crow Harbor's technology, then we'll not have a galaxy to return to. At least not one where we'll be allowed to exist. In truth, Akari and I, we're planning on forming a partnership after all this is over. I agree. You should. And I hope you're both on the same page of what that partnership entails, because you're basically a giant stone, but it could work really good. A partnership.
別にお前のことなんかツンデレとかじゃねえよ今。
Okay. I should have read that. I thought she was reading that, like, so it doesn't work like that. Okay, so what Soldier Boy meant is that we're going to start our own business venture. I've been pretty much solo practitioner all this time, but I think it's about time my freelance business expanded. Now that Crisco's old identity's are we at that part there? Now that Crisco's old identity's gone, we're going to partner up. Crisco will handle the business end while I work on the field. We've got real big plans. Isadola & Co. is going to expand and become the premier private security firm in the Neutral Rim.
話でもしよっか。
We're going to hire employees, buy new equipment, and start filing paperwork to get all this started. But if Pac takes over the galaxy and nationalizes all private enterprise, that's going to be pretty bad for business. See, we've got to stop Fontana no matter what. I see. Well, I'm happy for you two. It should be more than that. I feel like I'm going to need to be a regular customer once your security firm is up and running. Oh, secret ending unlocked with her too? For you, Captain, you can have all the friends and family discount. Okay, so I'm just gonna get 10 hearts from everybody. Damn it, don't be handing out coupons left and right. We're running a budget here. I'm glad these two are doing well despite everything. Well then, suppose Isidol Co. is its first contract, the destruction of the World Fountain, to ensure that Fontana doesn't acquire its secrets. As a paying customer, I expect results, you two.
Sir.
Sir, yes, sir. Cut out with that, too. You work in the private sector now, Soldier Boy. No more sir, yes, sirs.
自分は
But then why do you call me Soldier Boy? Well, because that's just who you are, stupid Soldier Boy.
自分はなんて愚かな人間なんだ。
I honestly don't blame you at this point. Like, I feel like you've been like so thick when it comes to this, but dealing with Akari must be really challenging as well. Huh. Oh, right, before I leave. Do you have any idea what happened to our pirate friend after the prototypes attacked the Pact prison? She was already long gone by the time we got there. No doubt she'll use the chaos to make a break for it. As it were, where she is now, your guess is as good as mine. Somehow, though, I get the feeling we haven't seen the last of her. Keep my eye open if I were you. Who knows when she might appear? Good point. Yeah, like she'll ambush me in the flight deck or something. Okay, so... Shock and Awe weapons deal double damage when at 1 HP. Good grief. It's never gonna happen. But then, secret ending unlocked. Reborn from the ashes. Chance to come back to full HP upon death. Dang, that's impressive. Just full Phoenix, huh? Secret ending unlocked. I get it's one of those things too, like... I will say for a fact, it hands down, like the funny thing is that the tsundere is the annoying part for Akari, but Akari just in general is one of my favorite characters. Design, personality, and just everything about her. I think she's fantastic. But she is obviously in love with Kriska. So yeah, is there a secret ending with her? Maybe. If that secret ending involves her getting with the captain, I'm almost not sure I'd want that because it's like she clearly is just in love with Kriska. Like, why would we ever want to be like breaking that up? Also, I love Kriska as a character, but she's very much like a best friend. I don't know if I just don't know if I could see her and Shields together. Solaris Dream. Oh yeah, Mercenary. So they each have a victory. So they have like endings. So we're probably gonna get secret endings for everybody. Even cassette? I don't know. But yeah, all right. Moving on. Let's see what else the conversations we have. Because now the real, like one of the true contenders for like if I'm choosing an ending at the end of all of this, Lynn has become one of those, which is stupid because I just was super Chigara all the way before. Had my heart super destroyed in the last 2 games, and I'm just gonna fall for the same thing again? Yes, probably. Shields, huh? Pretty surprised to see you on your feet so soon. Lynn, never thought I'd say this, but you are a sight for sore eyes.
Huh?
What are you saying? Oh, you're being gross. Last thing I saw was you being taken away in chains to be disposed of by Fontana like a diseased animal. Glad the others managed to rescue you from the packed prison in one piece.
さ、聞け。
About that, Shields. I suppose it's me who owes you an apology. It was me who broke my Q-jammer and summoned the entire prototype swarm to the packed prison. I, was in kind of a squeeze, so I didn't have any other choice. Okay, so when she smashed her head, she broke the device. Oh. That's terrifying. Are you okay? As soon as the prototypes attacked, the commander figured out what was happening and warped in to rescue me, but we couldn't get to you in time. Seriously didn't think the prototypes you used would get to you before me. They didn't do anything crazy to you, right? They probably didn't, did they? Like, are you all right? Like, I don't see permanent mental trauma, do I? Yeah, she's genuinely terrified, and she's saying like so many times. She's aw, it's really kind of cute. Actually, Lynn, it was me who called the prototypes to me, so it wasn't your fault. Thankfully, I managed to escape before the worst of it. It was all thanks to Asaga that I'm standing here in front of you right now.
なんだ
Oh. You don't have to feel guilty about it. It was stupid, and I thought the prototypes could rescue me from Fontana, but I was wrong. But from what I saw inside their ship, you were right about everything. They've all gone mad. You were right to be scared of becoming one of them, and I'm scared of them now, too.
おい
Listen, Shields, maybe you should put me in the brig or something. At least lock me out of the ship's systems. When the Q-jammer failed, I came into contact with the mind stream again.
それはまずい
I felt everything. Their lust, their madness. Look, maybe we prototypes were designed to be smarter than humans, but that might have made us less able to handle human emotions. Thanks to the Q-jammer, I was able to experience what it was like to be human, but now I know that our existences are incompatible with each other. As prototypes, we're basically slaves to the hive mind. Once one of us feels trauma, all of us feels it. Ooh, that's a decent point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. The downside of being the hive mind is technically all of you share a psychic connection and psychic trauma. So when one of them was pushed over a brink, when one of them was forced into a state of basic madness, it hit every single one of them. That's terrifying. It's like we all lost our senses and became a mindless swarm. Turns out connecting all of our brains together was actually a really bad idea. We've completely lost our ability to think for ourselves, and now we've all become slaves to the emotions of Elias or Chigara Ashada, yeah. Maybe I've already been enslaved by them. Listen, Shields, I like you, you know, but that's only because I've been inside the mind stream, isn't it? How do I know I won't be sabotaged you just like Chigara? How do I know I won't try to kidnap you so you can become Omega's plaything for all eternity? Yeah, she's admitted she likes us right there. You've got to stop this right now. Put me in the brig. I don't want to make the same mistakes again. I'm sorry. But I can't do that. You're not one of them, Lynn.
Huh?
What are you saying? Chigara would never have told me all that. You're different. The Q-jammer's working perfectly fine. You were the only one who saw completely through me. You were right about me, all along. You were right about everything you said. I'm sorry for not having believed you earlier.
Shields!
What are you saying? Listen, Shields, these feelings I have, I don't know what to do with them. I might be an ace pilot, a scientific genius, but that doesn't change the fact that when it comes to interpersonal relationships, I basically had the experiments of an elementary schooler. Fetch me. I can't do that voice much longer. I wasn't programmed to be able to handle these feelings. Hell, most of us prototypes weren't. You know, if you grabbed me and kissed me right now, I'd spontaneously combust, you know? Oh, she's talking so adorably. Sorry, Chief. I can't have you melting down next to the twin drives. Dumbass. You know, we finally dealt with Pact and the World Fountain. We can talk again. There's a lot we've got to sort through. But no matter what happens, you'll always be my comrade in arms, Lynn. There's no one else I trust with this ship to. Trust this ship to. You've won my respect. Alright? Okay. Yeah, that's me right now too. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? I won't let you down, Captain. I swear I'll keep the ship safe. We're gonna have that talk, no matter what, you hear? Yeah, I promise. God, that's so tempting. Oh, fetch me. I thought I knew what I was gonna go for the ending, but I really don't know. Oh, fetch. That's tough. All right, so we got a lot to hash out here. Sola.
私は
Thank the Infinite Emperor. I fear I'd seen you for the last. It was a close shave, but here I am.
はい
I wanted to talk to you, Sola. Yes? I forgot that, like, I need to be reading her lines. So, in the end, we couldn't do anything about Crow Harbor. We just had our butts handed to us. We wouldn't even be standing here if Fontana hadn't appeared to save us from the fire. I'm sorry. All this time I was running away from the embarrassment I caused back when you were stuck on Tideria, but I was a total fool about it. And in the end, I only ended up causing you even more pain.
神よ
You're sorry? Why? I don't know what to say. I just don't want you to be sad anymore. I'm sorry. All the time I was in exile, I was angry, and I took it out on you. I was pathetic. And in the end, I couldn't even help you defeat Crow Harbor. I know I have no right to be saying this. But I don't want you to talk like you're going to disappear, Sola. Don't assume you're going to be a sacrifice. Because I'm not strong enough to protect you, it's your help I need. I need you, Sola. Please don't go away. Yes, Captain. I never was good at speaking my feelings. I'm sorry as well. I did not have the words to help you when you needed it the most. I'm not like the commander or Asaga. I gotta support you like they can. In the end, even my powers as the Shar were insufficient to defeat Crow Harbor. I bear equal shame in having failed to best him. Nonetheless, the man is finally dead. While it was Vizikar Fontana who scored the killing blow, I now find myself without a foe, and thus without a purpose. Now I once again wander in the abyss. With Crow Harbor gone and Asaga our new Shar, I wonder, what role have I left in this story? It's not natural for me to disappear. My tale has already been long ended. The universe belongs to its people, not to I. What more do I have left to do? Turns out roles aren't assigned to us, nor can we decide what it is for ourselves. Just something we discover eventually. I want us to find out together.
はい
Alright. I'm gonna read all the different perks we picked up in a bit. Captain, I did mean it. Our time together? It was brief, but I was happy. Yeah. Next time I'll make sure it isn't so short.
はい
Yes, Captain. God. Are we just gonna have a harem ending? Because it's feeling like I'm gonna have to just accept all of them at this point. Because, like, emotionally, I won't be able to say no. Except to you, Claude. Claude.
何ですか館長様
What a pleasant surprise it is to see you up and about on your feet.
にふ
Considering everything that's happened, I fear that I might find you huddled underneath a blanket, trembling like a frightened chihuahua. Honestly, I thought you'd have disappeared for good after the stunt as my lawyer. And that reminds me, you've got to be the worst lawyer in the galaxy. Your law license is even more of a sham than your medical one. But, had it not been for you, Asaga would have died. So, despite everything, you have my thanks, Doctor.
あらまあ
Well, aren't you certainly welcome? Although I imagine you've come here to discuss other matters. I just want to know, why? Why does the goddess of the galaxy care about me enough to still be here? You have every reason to just vanish by now, but here you are, still here.
あらまあ
My goddess. I like the sound of that. Claude.
どうかしら
In truth, I am at a loss for my own reasoning myself. Perhaps that's why I am still here.
ブーブ
I imagine part of your wish to grab me and toss me out the nearest airlock. I have, after all, done nothing but torment you. It is natural for humans to rebel against higher authority. I won't lie, I've considered it, but then I realized that'd be completely pointless. A mortal like me is completely powerless against the goddess, and there's nothing I can do to get rid of you if you choose to remain part of my life. All I can do is just accept it. Canon, secret ending, good
ー
grief.
あらまあ
A surprisingly mature viewpoint. My, could the captain have gained sexual experience? Not quite, just had some sense knocked into me. I want to know, Doc, why do you choose to be here? I suppose
でも大事な話があります
did she read the line? I don't know. I suppose the closest reason would be I want to know the story of Kaito Shields. I want to see all the twisted turns for myself and how everything eventually will come to an end, Contrary to what you may believe, I am in the dark as much to your destiny as anyone else. That doesn't make any sense. You must have seen my future along with everyone else's in your travels through time and space. So I have. An infinite amount of multiverses, so many what ifs. But which is the true path? What is canon? Until I see it with my own eyes, what actually ends up happening, I'm afraid we all have all the possibilities. I'll leave the moderation of these paths to my little sisters. I'm only interested in watching the real deal. Little sisters? Who were they? Hey, this is serious business, not some hologram. Who are the little sisters, though? What are you talking about? Sorry, but I'm not sorry. You wish to know the truth of the cosmos, but it's something far beyond human comprehension. Best I could do are analogous of best fit. I'm afraid I'm stuck attempting to explain quantum physics with nothing but a finger puppets. Okay, hang on. Okay, possibilities, all those paths. Okay, but those sisters. What did she talk about that? Yeah, the paths of my little sisters. Like, I'll leave the moderation of these paths to my little sisters. So either the little sisters she's talking about are just like forces of nature, maybe things like gravity and time, or I was thinking something more interesting. The whole thing about the Shars, right? Like the prototypes called them mutants. The like a lot, but like there's clearly like a genetic factor to it, right? And it's a power. It's a power that lets you expand your horizons, kind of grows beyond a human limitations, and oftentimes involves people being able to move at speeds and think at speeds that are not natural. All of this came from somewhere, right? And there's a reason Ryuvia is a religion that worships the royal family, the bloodline of gods. So what if what happened is Claude fell in love with a human, the original Ryuvia, and they had a child together. And that child was the first Shar, because it had the power and divinity of a god in their DNA. And so when she says her younger sisters, she means Asaga and Sola, who are her literal descendants, who have the power of a Shar running through their veins. A Shar, or shard, of a god. That, I bet that's what it is. I think Claude was the focus, the origin point, the origin story of the Shars. And the Ryuvians worship Claude, which is part of why Crow Harbor went to the fountain, determined to finally gain control and respect and the attention of the canon, Claude. He couldn't recognize her because he'd never seen her. But they all worship the goddess, and the goddess statues, I bet, I mean, they're always like feminine and breasted, obviously, but like, is that the reason for that? Basically because it's based on Claude? I think that's probably what actually has happened in the whole story. That's what I'm like 99.9% sure that's the history of the Ryuvians and the Shars. And that this final hint is what finally clicked it for me, referencing her sisters, because their sisters, your little sisters, I could see them being the Shars. So in the end, not even you, the great canon, knows what will happen. Nope. Who knows where we'll all end up? None of us can control the future. We don't know what'll happen next, not even I, the goddess of the universe. Crow Harbor, he knew your identity. Was it you who brought him here to our world? Now that would be telling, wouldn't it? That would be telling, wouldn't it? Claude. But for you, Captain, I suppose I could tell you a few hints. The full power of time travel is beyond the technology of even the Holy Ryuvian Empire. After all, if the ancient Ryuvians could travel time, then the Holy Empire never would have fallen. Ryuvia Prime would not be the backwater world it is today if its rulers could simply go back in time and always change history to make themselves the victors. That sounds like safe scumming to me, and considering that what I've just been doing at the beginning of this episode, I can't appreciate the fact that that is basically what I was doing. I'm sorry, I'm dying on myself. With that said, while the power to travel backward in time has always been eluded humanity, the power to go forward in time is tantamount to existence itself. We are currently traveling forwards in time right now as we speak. We've already learned how to manipulate the rate at which we go forwards in time with warp drives. It would only take one foolhardy man with ambitions too large for his mettle to attempt to control time via such crude means. Alas, he never completed his little science experiment when he deployed it out of desperation, and his sad little attempt to change his destiny failed the instant it brought him to your time. That doesn't explain how he knew your name.
大丈夫ですよ。
Women,
館長様。
a woman must still keep some secrets of her feminine mystique. I've still got so many questions, like how can you take me back in time to change things or bring me technology for the future? Sure would be useful given our current situation. Captain, you're beginning to wear me out with all these boring questions. Surely you must know the answers yourself by now. You can't change the past, can you? At least not in the way you want. Because no matter how much you go forward or backward in time, you can't predict the consequences your actions will have. Nobody has that power, not even a goddess. I could try to do with that the best intentions in mind, but I end up screwing everything up and creating an even darker reality. Could try to change the past to bring myself power, but that could backfire and instead thrust me into an even deeper peril. In the end, whatever I decide to do, the galaxy doesn't belong to me, doesn't belong under anyone's control. Reality itself is so complicated, so unpredictable, no one can control it. That's true regardless of whether you're a man or a god, so there's no point in even trying to redo.
ピンポーン。
My correct answer. It was you who tried to show me this. I won't lie, what I saw when you sent me through time, it was horrible. I had to relive everything I wanted to forget. I thought I wouldn't survive the ordeal. But I think I was better off that way. Maybe it was precisely the wake-up call I needed to realize some things. You were trying to help me, weren't you, Claude? In your own strange, confusing way, you were trying to get me to wake up from my delusions. Claude. And just like that, she vanished. Suppose even the great goddess of the galaxy is capable of getting embarrassed. Oh well, sure she'll be back to her usual bumbling, annoying self for the next time I see her. I don't even know how I'm going to explain this to the crew. Oh well, for now I guess they don't need to tell anyone the truth if Claude doesn't. I get the feeling she'll prefer playing the role of our quack doctor, so I guess I'll just play along for now. Claude. See you around. Oh, interesting. Did that... Oh, I did get her there. Okay. So, Asaga is the only one that's not unlocked full potential here, and I wonder if that's because... Did I make a choice way back when between Asaga and... Was it Ava? It was like how we handled the Denari Expanse. Does that lock us out of having her at 8 hearts permanently? I could see that being a possibility, which is kind of crazy. But we have Lynn. So she has prototype mastery, flyer drones simultaneously attack enemies and heal allies. Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be super cool. I love that. Infinity secret ending unlocked. Mark of the Shar solo hits enemies behind her target for half damage. That's amazing. Secret ending unlocked. Legend. I'm sure we'll see you in a second. Cosette. Akari. Reborn from the Ashes. Mercenary secret ending. Claude. Guardian Angel. Chance that when the Marae is sunk, the spellcaster blows up instead. That's okay. I'll take it. And Canon secret ending unlocked. Ava, of course. All hands on deck. And the victory secret ending. And Kreska and Solaris Dream. Okay. I know how I'm feeling about endings so far. Could change, but it's looking pretty definitive here. All right, I'm gonna take a peek at the bridge real quick. All right, Tidaria. Why are we going to Tidaria? There's no other side quests. Oh. An ode to the space lolly, a lolly space cap pirate. Great. All right. Screw it. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna see if we can just do that real fast, because that sounds fun, and it's not going to be nope, not over that save. I need to save that one, literally. But I think we have time, because otherwise this episode is gonna be a little short. And since I didn't do an episode last week, I feel like we should do a little more. I don't think this is gonna launch us into the finale. I think it's just gonna be us trying to track her down. So you managed to spring yourself out of the packed prison. Big whip. I got out before you, and I didn't need to rely on my prototype ex-girlfriend to make it happen. You know what that means? We're gonna settle things once and for all. Who's stronger, me or you? Come to Tidaria, where we first met. We can finally have our death match. I feel like that's fine. All right. Quick save. Let's do some research. Alright, let's see what we can do with this.
So,
Wolf complete. We've arrived at Tardaria. Coming here all thanks to the whims of a space pirate. Is this wise, Captain? For once, I'm starting to think the same, but had it not been for Cassette, we wouldn't have survived against Crow Harbor. I just wanted to talk to her before we returned to the World Fountain.
聞いてください。
You may get your wish. Pirate forces inbound.
シールズ
So, you show yourself at last, Captain. What's more, you're actually in one piece. Calling me surprised. I thought you'd be in shambles after what packed in the prototypes did to you. Power down your weapons, Cassette. I'm just here to talk. Talk? I'm a pirate. We talk, all right? Through our fists. As expected, they're committing to their attack. Come on, Cassette. Really? After all we've been through?
なんだ
Don't underestimate me.
ついてんじゃん
I took everything I had to put this squad together. Now, come on, Shield. I'll be your final opponent. He's got the channel. Well, that didn't go as hoped.
まさか本当にこうなるとは。
No, Captain. Launching riders, pirate forces are no match for us now. All hands, commence anti-pirate operations. Alright, let's see. This is interesting. I've never seen this formation before. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, well, this should be fun. Because I have a little bounty hunter friend. Who I think is going to have a lot of fun with this. Let's see what our new thing. All hands on deck. Fully restores Marie HP, injury, and ammo. Fetch! It just gives her like an awakening, a super awakening. That's cool. Divine Prayer, bring forth a random effect for great boon or doom. What the fetch is that? Okay, I almost want to see what that does. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save. Save scum, absolutely save scumming here. But I gotta know what that does. I gotta know what that is. Where did they even come from? Is that from Claude? That was one of Claude's things? Claude's torpedoes deal double damage. Oh.
今だやれシールズ
Man, it's pretty much over. I almost want to see these all hit. Yeah, I gotta do. Like, everyone, fire everything you've got. Wait, I should actually drift
コース
first.
入力中。魚雷の残弾がゼロになりました。ターゲットロックオン。ミサイル発射弾幕を張れ。ミサイルがな
Okay,
く
we're
なり
out
ま
of
した。
missiles.
はっきり聞こえるぞ。ファイバイファイ。
いつでもいいのよ
暴れないで。
まだまだこれからよ
敵に
今のは見てた
Oh, that was beautiful. Alright, it's time to end this.
指示を。
Shields.
目標補着弾確認。敵側全敵に損傷あり。目標補敵に損傷あり。
ロック着弾成功敵を狙撃する着
Oh,
弾
just
成功
stripping away that armor.
でここからはエンジン全開
Okay, if you wouldn't mind.
殺の一撃
Boom.
だ
Oh, she not dead. Well, I'll be. 113 health. 133.
こっちも仕事
There we go.
だよ
Cassette, you've been more helpful than harmful. I feel like we almost owe you. Stand down, Cassette, it's over.
なんでだなんでてめえに勝てないんだクソが
In accordance with intergalactic law, you're under arrest for piracy. Prepare to be taken in. That was a fun fight, just because it was very clear that they had no chance. Not even remotely in danger.
またしてもてめえに捕まるとはどこまで俺を侮辱すれば気が済むんだ
I don't just stop. Can you calm down? Please, Cassette, don't say things that might misconstrue the crew. You misconstrued by the crew. Cassette, I told you, I didn't come to fight, I just wanted to talk.
無駄だ俺はてめえのハーレムに入らんぞ
Are you sure?
俺が信じるのは俺だけだてめえに服従するなど死んだ方がマシだ
That's true, I get that. You definitely don't have trust. You do have trust issues, and they're warranted.
奴隷になるのだけは二度とごめんだとっとと殺せ
I know. Well, that's what you really want. Just hear me out first. I don't care whether you join the crew. You don't have to serve under my command. I just don't want us to fight anymore. Listen, the constant stream of challenges you send me in my holonail, you could have just ignored me all this time, but you didn't. You kept calling me out. There must be some reason. Uh-oh.
艦長、どの時代でも酔っ払いメールというものが存在します。
Oh, you know, that makes sense. God, why did it call me out like that?
やはりですか。それにしても、うちの艦長殿はあれらの果たし状を迷いもなく全部答えたものですから。
Oh, so every time we got one of those messages where we would fly off and challenge her, that was just her being drunk. And then we show up, she's like, why are you here? Oh.
信じられません。
It got me too, yeah. I love it. There is a secret ending. Well, now that we've cleared that up, let's just try and learn and live with each other. Listen, it might have been only thanks to circumstance, but we've had to fight alongside each other on numerous occasions. We're about to hit the world fountain with everything we've got. We could sure use your help.
はあ、
She's like, are you freaking serious?
てめえはやっぱりバカだろ。地獄から脱出したばかりなのに、今度は火に飛び込む気か？
Yeah, call me a glutton for punishment.
すまんが、俺は絶対あそこにはもう行かないぜ。自殺したいなら自分だけにしろ。
But
フォンタナの野郎の戦力が全部あそこに集まってるって話だろ。
how appealing is it to be able to just hit him right where it hurts the most?
あの古代艦隊のことなんだけどさ、なんかすんごい宝持ってんのかもしんないけどさ、死んでも手に入れたいっつうほどの価値はないと思うぞ。あれを追ってた奴ら、みんな死んでるか、もっとひどい目にあったんだろ。
Ironically, because you've been so detached from us.
死ぬよりもよっぽどむごい生き方があるんだ。
Ironically, you actually might be
てめえみたい
surprised.
な仇には分からんだろうけど。
She's always saying more. You're gonna be surprised, Cassette. I think we have.
だから、悪いがもう関われない。自分で何とかしろ、シールズ。
I see. Well then, guess you're free to go, Cassette.
やはりですか。
Just, no more sending me angry drunk texts, drunk messages in the middle of the night.
わかったよ。じゃあ、俺はもう自由だよな。それならライダーを返せよ。
Yeah, just, how are you gonna get out of here with just your rider?
アホか。小惑星帯にジャンプパックを隠してあるわい。そんな素人ミスをこの俺がするわけがなかろう。
That explains a lot. She's always got one nearby, if not three. Right.
バカが映る前に行くとしよ
Yeah.
う。なあ、シールズ。これからは別の形で戦おうぜ。
What are you even saying?
今度トランプとかでもどうだ？
That sounds good.
絶対負けないからな。
You got it. You're on, Cassette. Okay, you know what? Alright, let's go over that. There's an ending here. Little ship, big bite. Finest hour, order unlocked. Nice. Secret ending unlocked. I have to know at some point. Like, I don't know if I'll do it for the series. Or maybe we should do multiple endings. I sometimes will do multiple endings. How about... I think we'll do a canon ending, like the ending I'm gonna choose to have with the game, like that'll be like the official, and then we'll explore two of the others. Not all of them, but just two. Maybe. I'll think about it. We have a thing with Ava. What's this gonna be? It's probably gonna be us like getting ready to launch the mission. So I think we're going to stop here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience. I am sorry I lost my cool about this. I just got so sick of it, and I wanted to like make sure that I made the progress I needed to make. So thank you for being willing to work with me on this. I hopefully made this an enjoyable thing to watch. I appreciate your patience with me, and I hope that it was something that was fun in the end. I think we're probably going to be at the end next session, just because I can't imagine, unless it's another multi-stage thing, I think we'll probably be at the final fight, and the series might be over. So I already know kind of what I want to do next. Because again, like Wednesdays are going to become this kind of like my backlog of stuff that I've always intended to get back around to. I want to tackle for sure. And I have an idea of what I want to do, which is funny because it's not super much, it's not like a crazy backlog per se, but it's something I want to absolutely play. Like I really want to play it. So Yeah, actually, I have like the next two in mind, but yeah, I think I hope you'll be as excited as I am, because we're gonna jump back into something a bit more known, but also maybe not so known. Or as in, like, I would be surprised if you've heard of the series but never played the game that I'm gonna be playing. So it'll be interesting to see what you think. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for your support, especially to patrons and members. You're so much for your patience. And really a big shout out to those of you who like reached out to me on the Discord and in the comments section giving me advice. I'm grateful I didn't have to go as far as you were recommending. The worst had come to worst. There were two kind of the outcomes. So there was this like save I was able to kind of rescue from like the deletion files, where I was able to like go back far enough where I could like reinvest in Asaga. Thankfully that worked. If that hadn't worked, the next step was going to be to forcibly change the difficulty to custom, because there's certain settings we could have changed, like unlimited ammo. So Asaga could have been firing missiles like every turn. Like if I used all her energy on missile launching, I might have been able to fight my way through it with what I was able to get, because, you know, being able to awaken every turn, giving a new fresh set of batteries and having all those missiles just fly, like that probably would have won. But if for some reason that still hadn't worked, or it wasn't like carrying over into that save for whatever reason, then the last thing I was going to have to do was replay the game and just kind of get back to where we were on my own. And that probably would have taken another week. So I'm grateful that it didn't come to that. But thank you for all your advice and dealing with me being on the more frustrated side of the spectrum. So like, it means the world to me that you were willing to give me that chance. Thank you. And until this video watching me, I'll see me next. I'll see you there.